What's up, homebody?
What's up, Dumby?
Looks like if you wrote dummy, but there's like a capital B in the middle.
Sometimes on Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it now, I'll use the word Dumby, D-U-M-B-Y, because I think it's funny, because it's the wrong way to spell dummy. And people will point out that I've spelled dummy wrong.
Well, people don't know how to act on Twitter. We have had this discussion every single fucking day for the last 2 weeks. Listen, here's a couple tips for you guys. If somebody tweets about something they're really excited about or something really cool or really light-hearted or nice or cool or fun, don't get under their tweet with some depressing, horrible thing. Like, it ruins the vibe so hard. If you're getting under somebody's tweet and ruining the vibe, why are you doing that?
I know that people are reaching out and trying to open themselves up, but it really does kill a vibe sometimes if I post a picture of like a happy hippo and underneath it someone will say like, my cousin was eaten by a hippo and I've never recovered from his death.
And y'all think he's joking right now, but this is 100% the reality of our life. Numerous times on our fucking road trip, Tenney would post the cutest thing or the nicest thing, and underneath it somebody writes, "Oh, that's fine. I wish I could go there, but my leg fell off." Like, can you not, like, why do you have to make it your depressing moment under somebody's nice moment? Like, write that on your own shit. Don't write that under somebody's happy shit. It's fucking weird.
Or even DM the person about it.
Yeah, there's better ways to get attention, bro. Like, for real. It's so weird. It's such a weird thing. Anyway, we're home, bitch. We're home.
Oh, geez. We've been home for a couple days.
We have been home.
You made the executive decision of doing exactly what I didn't want you to do.
I know.
Do you remember, I think recently on this podcast, I said I did not want to drive like 20 hours in a single direction?
I don't remember that, no, because I've been out of my mind for 3 weeks. But I reached a breaking point where I just wanted to be fucking home so bad. And that point was like a week before. No, that point was like a week into my trip, and I had a 22-day trip. But anyway, it was like the second to last day. And I looked at Toad and he was fucking miserable. And I was fucking miserable. And every hotel we stopped at was fucking stupid. And we weren't getting any good sleep. So we woke up on the second to last day, and I'm like, I'm fucking rocketing us home right now. I'm like, we're not stopping again on the way home. So where are my stats? I wrote them down.
You drove from Oklahoma to Detroit in one shot.
I literally drove from western fucking Oklahoma in one shot through 6 states, 1,200 miles.
17 hours.
Really push the boundaries of how many 5-hour energies you're supposed to have as a human in one day. Also, the overshare, but I was on the first full fucking day of my period and I have endometriosis. So I literally had a TENS unit on my stomach all fucking day while I was driving, and I was popping ibuprofen like there was Starburst all fucking day. It was unreal. I deserve a medal for fucking getting us home, but also I broke my brain, I broke my eyeballs, I broke my body. Like, I have felt like such shit. My equilibrium is off. I've been dizzy for fucking days. I like broke my whole body. But
when I talked about this on the podcast, or maybe we talked about it in the car too, but when my dad drove him and my sister from Detroit to Daytona Beach, which was like 18 hours at the time or something like that, like he was like you, like he was fully hallucinating, didn't really know where he was going, just knew that he was driving.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. I didn't know what the fuck was going on anymore. And then I was telling somebody about it too. I'm like, y'all don't understand, because when you drive through Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, it's like nothing, 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 nothing. And then you hit Detroit and it's like fucking Tokyo Drift, and everybody's driving like a fucking psycho, and you're on the last fucking strand of your sanity trying not to fucking die while everyone speeds past you, and you're like, you don't even know what planet you're on.
You were doing this thing where I would look at you and every few minutes I would see you shaking your head like to wake yourself back up, and I knew we were only a few miles from home, and I was like, this is not great.
No, it's like a cracky response too, because I took Adderall and I took 5-hour energy twice or 3 times, and I was drinking energy drinks. So your head just fucking does movements that you're not even meaning to do. I was just tweaking the fuck out.
I remember when you talk about coming back into Detroit and it being Tokyo Drift. I went on, this is years ago, but I think I was coming back from either Iowa or Kansas, and I had driven straight through to Detroit. And I had a beautiful, perfect lecture trip all by myself in my car, and literally I was at the 11-mile road exit and I saw headlights behind me and I was like, I can't believe I'm getting pulled over 2 miles from home. And I looked in my rearview mirror and it was a car spinning in circles behind me, coming up fast, and it smashed into the back of my car 2 miles from home.
I kept thinking that was going to happen. There was several points where I'm like, somebody's going to smack into us and I'm almost fucking home. That is the worst.
It wasn't great being in the back seat.
I know, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I was fairly good on this trip in the back seat.
You really were. And I was thinking about this earlier today because I knew we were going to like rehash the whole trip. There's numerous times where I'm like either overstimulated or I can't make a fucking decision or something's happening and I'm fucking spiraling and you don't even say anything, but you fucking fix it. I can't, and I couldn't think of any specific examples, but I knew it happened several times where I was just like, I can't fix what's happening right now. And then you're just like, I'm going to walk away and fix the thing. And then when I walk back, everything's going to be fine. And then I'm like, okay, I'm better now. You're like a good fixer.
You have to remember, though, I was in a different place because technically I really had only left my house for like a week.
Yeah, I pushed it way too hard on this trip. I don't know what made me think I could do as much as I did in one trip, but I was like, and you can see it happen too. I edited our Patreon video today and I'm like a different person at the beginning and it's just a slow descent into fucking
madness. Yes.
Very miserable. I got very homesick on this trip. There was several times where I have a dog camera in my living room and I would open my fucking dog cam and look at my fucking empty living room. That's how homesick I was.
By the time I got to you, you were already done.
I know. And I felt so fucking bad. Like when you watched the video, I was still kind of okay because I was excited to see you when you first got there. And the first day when we went to West Beverly, we went to the fucking 90210 high school. We'll get to that. And we went to the Queen Mary and I'm like stoked. We were like cute. And then after that, I was like done. I was done.
The first day when I was there, it was great.
It was.
Hey, friends, we're friends. We're back together, friends. And then the next day you were just done.
I know. I felt like I was on another planet. It like there was nothing I could do. And I was just talking about this before we got on here, but I kind of feel like I had Rona again. Like after, it would have been like however many days after Salt Lake City, I went to UFC fights. And then there was a point in the trip where I like felt very dizzy and out of it. And I couldn't get my fucking energy back. I just couldn't, no matter what we did, no matter what rest day we had, no matter what sleep I got, I couldn't get back to feeling normal at all. And I still don't feel fucking normal. Haha, insert obvious joke here. But
I like how you circumvented my joke.
I know. I just like, I feel very out of it. I don't feel right. My head feels very dizzy. I don't feel right. I still don't feel like myself, but whatever.
I think you're fine. I think you just went insane.
I know I did go insane. I really did.
Because that's the thing too, is I don't think that you had Rona. I think that you just overtaxed your nervous system and you're still in the state of recouping like normal energy.
Yeah, it got to the point I did so much driving per day that when I would stop, I would be like in a hotel and I'd be sitting down and I'd feel like I was still fucking moving. Like I fucking broke everything in my body.
The weirdest thing for me when I used to do long trips is I have trouble when I'm sleeping, not knowing that I'm driving. Like I'll be laying in the hotel bed and think that I'm still in the car and I'll
I had that too. I kept having dreams that I was fucking driving.
Yeah. Ugh, I hate that.
I know. It's worse. But anyway, I feel bad too, like even remotely complaining too, because I saw some of the most majestic shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not like trying to complain. I feel very lucky to have went on this trip. I just like, I cram in too much. I put enough fucking spots on the map for a fucking 6-month trip and I do it in 2 to 3 weeks. Like, what am I fucking doing?
Dumby.
Like Dumby. I know. But anyway, we're like starting at the end, but I'm going to circle back to where we were at the end of the last episode of the podcast. Is the last thing that I did was I went to Yosemite and I forgot to tell you. And I don't know if this is a documented thing. Maybe you could tell me, or maybe somebody could tell me, but I feel like I was seeing things in Yosemite. Like I know there's pareidolia, whatever, but I feel like I was seeing like the only thing I could describe it as is, you know how the, what are they called? What are the things that look like pants?
The Fresno night walkers?
Yeah, Fresno night crawlers. Yeah. So I felt like I was seeing something that looked like that. They had like a rounded top, almost like an alien head, but then they did kind of look like the Flatwoods Monsters. They were like very tall and had like a alien face, but they were like white. I was like seeing shit at Yosemite. I really was. I don't know if y'all have ever seen anything or if there's documented shit about seeing like fucking tall alien looking things in Yosemite, but I was seeing shit. while I was there, and I forgot to bring it up on here.
I can imagine that there's probably weird stuff wandering around there.
Yeah, so that happened. And then I also forgot to tell you that in Utah, I saw a bobcat.
Breaking news.
Breaking news, a little baby ran in front of my car, like a little, like, you know what they look like, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I saw a bobcat. I forgot to talk about it. And I forgot to talk about the first night I got to California, I saw a Palo Verde beetle, which is fucking disgusting. If you guys have never seen one, I never saw one in my life. I was outside the hotel. These bugs are like 4 inches long. It was just chilling on the wall. It did make its way into our Patreon video because I was horrified and I didn't know what it was. And then I had to Google it. So good luck to you guys in California that have to deal with those.
Breaking news, everyone. She saw a bobcat and a bug.
Okay, also, after I had gone over in the last episode about how I almost died going out to that grave that's fucking on roads that shouldn't be driven on, not roads, just dirt, one of our listeners, somebody, DM'd me and pointed out that there's an app that's used by like cops and ambulance people and like rescue people called What 3 Words app. And it's like made a map of I don't know if it's US or if it's the entire world. I didn't download it yet, but basically, if you like don't have a signal, I don't know how the fuck it works, but if you don't have a signal or you don't know where the fuck you are and you're lost, you like open this map and it shows you right where you're at and just random 3 words so that when you call 911, you say, here's the 3 words of the spot I'm in, and they'll know exactly where to get you, like how to rescue you.
It gives them an accurate GPS to where you are.
Yeah, it'll say like
ham hock, potato, bug.
Yeah, and then they'll look it up and they'll know exactly where you are. So if you do dumb shit on road trips like I do, get the What 3 Words app. And then after Yosemite, we went to Sequoia National Park and we saw General Grant, the 2nd largest sequoia tree in the world. It's 1,600 years old.
Pretty cool.
One of the biggest attractions in America's national park system. The sequoia trees were fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie. I always wondered if they're like, because you see them in pictures and you hear people talk about them, like, are they gonna be that cool? And then you get there and you're like, yep, they're that cool. They're pretty fucking cool. They're really big and they seem magical. And I touched one and I got some really cute pictures. And then after Sequoia, this is like zeroing in on when I picked you up. So the day after Sequoia, I woke up and I went to there's a spot where they found the Black Dahlia's body. It's now somebody's front yard, but I went there, took a pic because I'm a creeper and a half. And then I went to, there's a church, if y'all watch the show Euphoria, there's a very fancy like mid-century church that they go to a lot on the show. I went to the Euphoria church and then all fucking day on Twitter, people were like, you're going to have such a time picking up Tenney from LAX. It's the worst airport in the world. Have fucking fun. And then what happened?
It was literally the easiest pickup in LAX history. You called me on the phone as I was lifting up my suitcase and you said, I'm at 3A. And I said, I can see you. And then I got in your car and we drove away.
Yeah, easiest pickup that's ever happened at an airport ever.
Less than 1 minute.
Yeah, y'all don't know how to pick people up from airports? Like, what the fuck? I was so scared. And then I got there. I'm like, this is easier than the Detroit airport. What the fuck? So I picked you up. We instantly went to the beach house from Beverly Hills 90210 that Donna and Kelly lived in. It was very cute. It still looks exactly the fucking same. It was on a very cute beach.
I don't know what it looked like in the old times.
You did not know what it looked like before, but from me telling you,
yes,
it looks exactly the same. That was when you debuted on our Patreon video too, and it's real funny that's where you made your debut in the video. And
all of a sudden there I was at Beverly Hills Beach House.
Yup, just on the beach. And then we went to the high school from Beverly Hills 90210. We went to West Beverly, which is also in Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie, and She's All That. We took pics in front, and there's like a famous courtyard area that's like in the show and in the movies, and we took pics there.
Yeah, I saw the fence was open, and so we went around in the courtyard.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah, because
there was a custodian, and I had seen that he opened the fence, and I was like, well, here we go.
Yeah, the part I wanted to see the most was this courtyard that's like in the middle of the school, and luckily for us, because it's off school time right now, so it would have been locked, and then you saw a janitor and the gate was open and we got to go back there, so I was so stoked. And then we went from there, we went directly to the Queen Mary, which I've never been to.
And I tried to prepare you for the size of the boat.
That sounded weird.
Why?
I don't know.
Because you had never seen a real life big Titanic-y type boat.
I didn't. It was huge.
It was big.
Queen Mary's a big one. And we met some friends there for like cocktails and food. And it was really fucking cute. It was really dog friendly. They brought Toady some water.
And prezzies.
And prezzies, yeah. Our friends brought Toad 3 toys. And yeah, it was so pretty in there. Love it. There was not, how many times have you been there?
6 or 7.
Jeez, for real?
Yeah.
You said in our Patreon video, you said that Robert Stack from Unsolved Mysteries was there. You were there with Unsolved Mysteries.
Well, that's the first time I went, as I was working on an episode that was revisiting the Queen Mary. But so I think they did 3 episodes from the Queen Mary on Unsolved Mysteries, and I worked on I think the second one.
Nice. Yeah, and it was closed for a while, right? And now it's back open. And
yes, it has new management. It's cleaner than it was over the past few years.
Yeah, the drinks were so good too. I was so impressed.
Yes.
It was very nice. And then the next night we went to see Sarah Silverman at Largo.
Well, you have to talk about our cute little Airbnb.
I know, I'm going to get to that next.
Oh, okay. And saw more friends.
Yeah, we saw more friends, Darcy.
And Sean.
Yeah, we had cocktails and Toad came to the Sarah Silverman show. We were in the 6th row. Toad sat on my lap the whole time and watched Sarah Silverman. He was a very good boy.
He was a very good boy. He didn't bark or nothing.
Nope, he was really good. The show was interesting.
Comedy shows, you never know how they're going to be.
The thing that I was surprised about is Largo. They're like, what's the word? Workshopping. They're like, it's not a set in stone set. They're like throwing out jokes to see how they work. And sometimes they don't.
Most comedian sets are like that.
Not the ones I've been to.
Well, you tend to go to like major comedian events, like big time events.
I never went to like a small.
You never saw the comedians with their note cards and their little books full of jokes.
No, yeah, like Sarah Silverman was straight up flipping through a notebook while she was talking. It was crazy. You felt like you were like at their house.
That's a part that I find more fun sometimes than watching them do jokes.
Yeah, it was neat. I found it like endearing. Like, oh, they're not perfect, or they're not like they can, and they like all genuinely had like those moments of like nervousness. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing up there. I'm like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I mean, getting up on stage is one thing. Getting up on stage and trying to evoke a reaction from people is something completely different.
And she would like start a joke and be like, oh, this is something. She's like, I want to get into this joke, but I don't know my like transition yet, or I don't know how I'm going to get into it yet. So I'm just going to start it here. And then she would start talking, like she would like make explanations for herself before she started talking. It was crazy. It was cute though. That place is cute too. Largo's cute.
Very cute.
And then, yeah, so we had a Vrbo, which is like an Airbnb that I found. It was a historic 1920s mansion, and we stayed in the pool house, and it had like the most gigantic pool in like sitting area. And you looked up our host.
And she was like a environmental art designer.
Yeah. She came out to meet us the last morning we were there and told us all this crazy stuff about the house, told us the property used to have a train. Like the person who used to have a train to get around their property and like roll around and just be on a train, like a baby train.
Yep.
And what was it? Her husband designed the Renaissance Center in Detroit.
Yes.
That was insane.
Yes.
Like, what are the odds? We're like, wait, what? That was crazy. But she was super nice. And then we did a Patreon video about it, but other people don't know, but we fucking saw a ghost in our Airbnb or in our Vrbo in the house.
That was very strange. I woke up one night and thought I saw you standing at the foot of your bed talking to Toad.
Uh-huh.
And you think you saw something standing at the foot of your bed too.
Yeah.
Same night.
Yeah, same night. I was sleeping. I heard I was sleeping on a futon in this, like, I guess you could call it a dining room area. I don't know what it was. And then Tenney was in this bedroom, but it's all like not an empty, like an open space. There was no like separating doors or anything. It was like an open concept, crazy pool house. And I thought I was awoken by 3 steps, and I thought it was you going to the kitchen for like food or water. I rolled over and I saw a fucking shadow figure. And then I was like, oh, fucking K. I wasn't like scared. I was just like, all right, whatever. That's not fucking Tenney. And I went back to sleep. So then I woke up, and me and you said like a couple like normal things to each other, like, how'd you sleep? What do you want to get for breakfast? And then like the third thing I said to you was like, this place is haunted, Tenney.
And I was like, oh yeah, I know.
You're like, I know. And then I go, I saw a shadow figure last night, and you go, I saw it too. And then you said it looked like an older lady with like a babushka on, and I saw the exact same thing. Like The top of their body, I don't know how to describe it, but like the top of their body was like rounded, like if you had like a sheet over your head or like a babushka.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you like sketched it, and we had previous plans to meet up with the web crawlers, our buddies, Allie and Melissa and Maria, to come over and just hang, just regular hang. And we're like, well, while you're at it, let's have a mini investigation because we both saw a fucking ghost last night.
And so we did. They came over. We got to meet our pals.
They brought their stuff, their
ghost hunting stuff.
Yeah, we made a little video, a Patreon video, so that's on our Patreon currently, and it's on their Patreon too. Yeah, it was cute. But that was the first time me and you have been on a lot of trips together where like one of us saw something separately from each other, but that was the first time literally ever that we saw the same fucking ghost at the same time.
Yes. It was very strange.
It was very strange, but like not scary. It was just like both of us are like used to it.
Yeah, it was fine. Both of us just went back to sleep.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I wasn't scared.
It was weirder meeting the web crawlers in person.
They're the best.
They're smally wallies.
They are smally wallies.
Everybody, you never know how tall anybody is until you meet them in person.
It's true. I feel like they were normal sized, aren't they?
I pictured them all more. I picture everybody as my height until I meet them.
No girls are 6'1". Talking about. But yeah, so when we were still at the Vrbo, this was like the night after we saw the fucking ghost. Like our host texted us to check on us, and I go, sorry if this is weird, but have you guys ever had any experience with like ghosts back here or ghosts in the main house? And the lady wrote back, no experience in that arena, and I've never seen any ghosts. You're the first. Maybe they came with you.
Dun dun dun.
I know. And right when she said that, when I was at the Mizpah Hotel in Tonopah, the bartender specifically told me, she's like, ghosts have been known to go home with people from here. They've come to my house. So she's like, so make sure before you leave here to tell the ghost that nothing's allowed to leave with you. And then the second she said that, I'm like, did I bring this fucking ghost to this pool house on accident? So I don't know if I brought it, but
I don't think you did.
I hope I didn't. It's fine. I don't feel anything here. So I left it along the way, I guess.
Well, I told you I did a little ritual to make sure nothing followed us around.
Yeah, when we went to Roswell, we went to a metaphysical shop and I bought like some vanishing oil, and I was putting it on myself in the car. I'm like, all right, whatever the fuck is sticking around on me on this trip better not come home with me. And you're like, I got it.
Just popped full of pills and energy drinks and vanishing oil.
I know. Just give me all the things. Oh, I need all the help. So then continuing on in our trip to California, we went to the Walsh house from 90210 and Dylan's house.
Didn't know what either of those things looked like, but you were very excited.
I was very excited. Very excited. Got pics and video at both. We went to Jimmy Stewart's grave and William Castle's grave.
Yes, we were going to go to more, but it's a cemetery that has hundreds of famous people in it, but you can't see any of their graves.
Yeah, we went to, was that Fourth Lawn?
I think so.
I think we had planned to see other people's graves, but you get to the mausoleum and like very, very famous people are like closed off to the public and you can't even get to their mausoleum area. And you are very frustrated.
I was very frustrated because I wanted to see Dick Powell's grave, and he's in a veterans area that you need literally a golden key to open up the door to go into an outside area to see someone's grave.
Yeah, it was insane. We're like, are you guys making shit up at this point? Like, why can't we? Who has a golden key? It's crazy. We couldn't get to Clark Gable's grave.
Lon Chaney's grave.
That was very frustrating.
So instead, we went to Superman's grave.
Yeah, we got to Superman's grave. Well, we had to go there 2 days in a row because the first day we tried to go, they were filming inside the mausoleum.
So it was closed off. So we had to go back the next day, but then we got to see it.
Yes. So we saw George Reeves' mausoleum area.
Where his ashes are stored.
Yeah, his ashes, his urn. But it does say Superman on it. I thought that was really cute.
Yeah.
We went to Laurie Strode's house from Halloween, and we went to Michael Myers' house from Halloween. And at the Halloween house, at Laurie Strode's house, the people who live there now had like free stuff on the front lawn, like they were having like a yard sale, but it was free, and they had a sign that said free funky junk on the front lawn. So I got a random thing from the Laurie Strode house. And also one of the only movie location I've ever been to where they actually get into it and they leave a little basket on their porch with a pumpkin in it, and it has a little piece of paper in there and it says, please use this pumpkin in your pictures and have a nice day. And it was so cute.
Very cute.
You got to say the part about the lady.
And then the lady who owns the house came out and told us, there's a pumpkin out here if you want to use the pumpkin.
And then she goes, happy Halloween. And it's like July, August. But it was so cute. Like she was so into it. And every other house I've been to. Yeah, then we went to the we went to the Nightmare on Elm Street house, and they have painted the door to make the house not look like it anymore. And they put up this stupid gate across the walk. Like they're not into it. Like, why are you going to buy a movie house if you're not into it?
And then we went to Pee Wee's house.
We did. We went to Pee Wee's Big Adventure House, and we went to, well, we tried to go to Griffith Park Observatory, but it was fucking impossible. Everything that you try to get to in California is fucking impossible.
Everything you want to do in California is a one-day thing.
Yeah, and it's so hot that when you get almost there, you just want to give up and not even do it. We went to see the Hollywood sign, and listen, it was such a fucking shit show. I think that was the point in the trip I was the most proud of you, because it was so fucking annoying, and it was such like an influencer shit show mess, and you were such a good sport about it. For real.
I was not happy about it.
No, I wasn't either, but we had already made it there, and I had to get our picture with the goddamn Hollywood sign, but it was really fucking stupid.
Just 20 million people twirling.
Yeah, in front of the Hollywood sign, trying to get their pic or their video. It was a fucking, well, and literally it was like 110.
Yes.
And you had to park on a hill.
Yes.
It was really bad. It was bad.
Yeah, I don't think people realize, like, at situations like that, like if you look at people's pictures at the Hollywood sign, like they're there all by themselves and stuff, that is an iPhone app. Like they're erasing people in the background because...
Yeah, there's no way. There's nowhere you could get a shot with somebody not in your fucking shot.
Right.
Yeah, there's no way. So that was...
I don't think Toad was happy about that part either.
No, he was not happy about that part. No. It was fucking hot as fuck. We saw Grauman's Chinese Theater. We drove past there.
I like that, like Hollywood Boulevard itself, like downtown LA. You just like literally drove it and you were like, that's it, I'm done.
Yep, that's it. I don't want to get out. There's too many people here. I don't need to do all this. I made us go to Cielo Drive where the Manson murders happened because I fucking had to. But that was interesting to see, like the hill. We were talking about how go ahead. I can't describe it.
No, we were just talking about when the Manson murders occurred, they had to park at the bottom of a hill and then walk up a driveway. And so where we parked, just because it's the only place to park, I was telling you, that's probably where they parked too, because it's the only place to really park.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's on a very steep hill, and the house is gone completely, and it's been rebuilt on. And weirdly enough, the person who owns it is like the guy who made Full House, the show, which is so weird. And then I also read that the last person to ever live in the real Manson murders house was Trent Reznor, and he recorded an album there. And then he got too freaked out too. He's like, I don't know why the fuck I'm here. I don't want to be here anymore. And he took the front door that like the Manson family wrote on and then hung it in his studio in like Tennessee or some shit. And then he ended up selling the door to somebody else. But
is that a true story?
Why would I say any of that if it wasn't true?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's just like rumors or like...
Oh, that's true.
All right. I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I do know. But yeah, it was neat seeing the area. I had to go. I've read about it and heard about it for my whole fucking life. So we went there. We went to the Rainbow Bar where Lemmy used to be there like every day, and they have a
huge bronze statue of him.
Yeah.
And he used to go there every day because I think the last few years of his life, he actually lived in downtown LA. So he would just go there and drink whiskey and play video slot machine.
And then like on the inside, like every rock person ever hung out there, and like parts of, I think November Rain was filmed in there by Guns N' Roses. And then I had to see the inside, and it ends up on the Patreon video too. The whole inside is crazy looking, but I went upstairs to go to the bathroom and I'm like, holy fucking shit, it's haunted in here. It feels haunted as fuck in there.
Yeah, I don't know when I went upstairs too, because I don't know if it's haunted, but I think it's one of those places just because of the amount of fucking energy and personality and excitement and insanity that went on there. It just is all trapped in there.
Yeah, that has like such a vibe for sure. I'm sure so many people like banged upstairs probably.
Oh, 100%.
But there's like memorabilia everywhere. There's cool pictures. The inside is just like very crazy looking. It looks like straight out of the fucking like 70s. There's a fish tank in the wall.
Very cool.
It was very cool. Oh yeah, so we sat outside where Lemmy used to hang out for a while, and like this big like biker looking guy was walking around who worked there, and he like walked past Toad once, and then when he walked past him again, he's like brought him some water, and it was so cute.
Yeah, one of those situations where you got a big burly motorcycle guy, door guy, and he walks past and he's like, hey buddy, you need a little bowl of water.
I know, it was so cute. It was so pure. That was really cute. But yeah, that place was sick. Then we headed out of California. Well, on our way out of California, we went to Giant Rock.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I'll let you get to the explanation, but while we were off-roading to fucking Giant Rock, which you didn't tell me, but anyway, I didn't care. We saw a baby coyote, little nug.
A bobcat, a bug, and a baby coyote. The big headlines of this trip.
The big three. Just threw a chicken nugget.
You did throw him a chicken nugget.
I hope you found it. But anyway, we went to Giant Rock, which is like a paranormal, iconic, historic spot. Tell us.
So starting in the 1950s, people would meet at Giant Rock for UFO conventions. So everybody from the 1950s and 60s who had been involved in UFOs had been there. Like, it doesn't matter whether it was Howard Menger or Buck Nelson, Orfeo Angelucci, George Van Tassel, just like hundreds of people would go out to Giant Rock every year and listen to UFO lectures. It was kind of like the very first UFO convention site.
And they would would they like try and see flying saucers too at night or something?
Oh yeah, there was always, I mean, when you get that many people together, you're going to try and see flying saucers.
Yeah.
And aside from that, I was thinking, because when you went and saw, what was the tree? That's one of the oldest trees.
General Grant.
You have to realize too, that Giant Rock, aside from being like a UFO place, is the largest freestanding boulder in America and arguably in the world.
Yeah, it was weird trying to take pictures of it because
you don't get a good sense of how big it is, but it's 7 stories tall.
Yeah, it's a big ass rock, and even the ones around it are like huge too, even though they seem smaller than that one. But it's like kind of looks like that. What is that? Is it Cannon Beach, whatever it's called in Oregon or Washington, the Goonies Beach? It kind of looks like that. There's just a big giant rock that comes out.
Yeah,
but it was sick.
It was pretty fun. Pretty fun. I actually think I saw a little flying saucer out there right as we left. I saw a little glint of silver in the sky disappear over the mountains, and I thought to myself, that's perfect, because I absolutely don't know what that was, and it looked like a flying saucer, and I didn't get a picture of it, and so it's exactly what would have happened in the 1950s.
Yep, that was your moment. I didn't see it, but I believe you, obviously.
By the way, do you know what small boulders are called?
What?
Cobbles.
Cobbles? They are.
Yeah, you got boulders, rocks, cobbles, and pebbles.
I always say that's a toad. Like when they do those mini bites on you, it's like it's called like hobbing or something. Like they do it as like a thing to comfort themselves or something. So I'm like, oh, you're giving me the cobbles. Okay, so then on our way towards the Travis Walton site, we stopped one of the nights we were driving through Joshua Tree at night, and we stopped and saw like 1 fucking billion million stars, and it was so sick.
It was the most billions of stars you've ever seen.
It was. That was a fucking highlight of the trip, I'm going to be honest. It looked crazy. You could see galaxies.
You got to see the Milky Way.
I did. I got pics. It was crazy.
It's big.
It's big. It was crazy. It was just so, it was dark.
The universe, it's big.
The universe is out there, baby. I seen it. I fucking seen it. And then, yeah, so we continued on towards Arizona. We went to the Travis Walton site where, well, if you guys have seen Fire in the Sky.
Travis Walton allegedly was abducted by aliens in Snowflake, Arizona back in the 1970s. And a few days after he vanished, he appeared naked in a phone booth just outside of Snowflake. And they still have those phone booths there.
And we went there. There's a mural painted there. There's alien statues, and the phone booths are there, and you can take pictures by it. And
headlines for the Travis Walton telephone booth site. What else is there that you saw?
A Mexican restaurant.
Puppies and kittens.
Oh, there was puppies! Listen, I was crouched down trying to take pictures of Tenney in front of the phone booth. And 2, it was like a fucking reality show or like a cartoon. The tiniest 2 chihuahuas ran out from a corner of the building and just sort of like, I started cackling because they were so out of place. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing here? And the cats came out. It was crazy.
Your excitement over small animals and bugs.
Oh my God. They're my favorite. Animals are my favorite. But yeah, that was really cute. I forgot about that. And then we went to, in New Mexico,
Well, you forgot how mad you were at yourself that you didn't take any pictures of any of the tall boy cactuses out there.
I know. We went through, what was it fucking called? Well, Tonto National Forest at the beginning, there's these, I think you say it, saguaro cactuses, and it's the only place in the country where they're grown, and most of them are 100 to 200 years old, and they went on forever, and I thought they were going to keep going, and I literally didn't get a single picture, and I'm still so pissed about it. They're so fucking pretty, and they all look different, and they're so tall, and they have crazy arms.
And 20 minutes after we left, you turned on Mr. Ballin, and he was talking about a case that happened in Tonto National State Park.
I swear it was crazy, and it kept happening. That happened so many times on our trip. I'm not even kidding. There was other things where you weren't listening, and I was listening to another case. Wait, what was it? I forget, but I swear they talked about like an exact place that we were at. And I'm like, this is so fucking weird. It kept happening. But yeah, anyway, so we saw the giant cactuses and I didn't get any fucking pictures. But then we went to the very large antenna array in New Mexico.
And it's giant antenna that are out in the desert that we use to send messages out into space or to receive radio messages from space and to look for black holes and to look for quasars and pulsars and masars and lasars and
You're making up words.
Grazars, Wazars, Tazars.
But they're giant.
Mayonnaise jars.
They were in the movie Contact. They're like giant white, crazy
satellite antennas.
Satellite antennas. We saw those. I still, well, good for whoever named them, but very large antenna array is the funniest name. Like we're not saying that like because we don't know the scientific name. It's literally called the Very Large Antenna Array. That is so funny. Like
scientists. It's very large array.
They're very large antennas, so that's what we're gonna call them. That's great.
This is what happens when you put scientists in charge of stuff. Like they're busy thinking of actual science, and they're not like thinking of what the cool branding for it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say things like the National Radio Astronomy Observation Platforms, but
yeah, exactly.
But VLA is just funny.
Yeah, very large. You're like, and two, before I even looked it up, you're like, we're gonna go to the very large antennas, and I'm like, can you tell me? Like in my head, I'm like, can you tell me what they're fucking called? Why are you calling them that? And then I look it up, and I'm like, oh, they're just called the very large antennas. Cool. Great job, guys. I really thought you were like just saying
there's some big antennas out there.
Yeah, we're just gonna go. I'm like, oh, that's what they're called. All right. Then we went to Socorro, New Mexico,
where Lonnie Zamora, a police officer, saw a UFO and some little people outside the UFO, and then it flew away. And now they have a little painted mural near the area, not exactly at the site, but near the area that he saw it. And, you know, I haven't been out in that part of the world for 23 years. So the last time I was there, like there was nothing. There wasn't any UFOs anywhere. There wasn't any paintings like in Socorro. So I'm glad to see that Lonnie's case got some recognition.
Yeah, it was really nice. There's like the big ass mural, and then like on these little like parts next to it, it says like the whole story and like his name, and it's cute. It was really like nicely done.
It's for me.
It is for me too. It was cute. We ended up driving past the Trinity site, which is the Oppenheimer stuff.
Where the bomb went off and we got out and we got irradiated by old radiation.
And I peed there too. There was a big, listen, we got a picture of the Trinity sign and there was a giant bush and I was going to piss myself. So I went behind the bush and I peed on Trinity site.
So I told you before, I got out of my car once the last time I was there driving through White Sands Missile Testing Ground and peed on the ground, and military police stopped me.
I was not scared.
So 23 years later, my best friend pretty much peed in the same place I peed.
There's nobody around. We're driving through the fucking desert where they dropped the fucking atomic bomb. I'm like, I have to piss. Nobody's around.
You get radioactive pee out there now.
I did.
It's gonna grow a weird radioactive Jessica in the dirt.
Cool. I hope it goes good.
It's gonna be like Hulk Jessica out there.
I hope it acts more normal than I do.
Impossible.
No, it would be possible.
Oh yeah, that is true. 100% possible is what I meant.
And then we went, I think I did all of New Mexico out of order, but anyway, we went to Smokey Bear Historical Park and you broke the fuck in.
Yeah, we were there on Smokey Bear's birthday. Very strange.
Yeah, but explain. It's Smokey the Bear was a real bear, but then the cartoon, it was a cartoon. Is that right?
Yeah. So Smokey the Bear was a real bear that was rescued from a wildfire.
Yes. And his grave is there.
And his grave is there. So I went to visit his grave.
Yes.
But the entire structure was closed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was closed on the day that the kind of national character of Smokey the Bear, the cartoon that everyone knows, only you can prevent forest fires.
Yeah, it was his birthday and nothing was happening.
Nothing was happening. The whole place was closed. There was a big dumpster out front. So I hopped the fence, went back and saw Smokey's grave and got some pictures. Good work, Smokey.
Good work, Smokey. It was cute though, but...
We also stopped in a tiny, tiny town that didn't have any power. And we got magic rocks.
Why don't I know what you're talking about?
Oh my goodness gracious. Did you forget stopping at the crystal and rock shop?
Oh yeah, cute. Yeah, that was in New Mexico. We were driving through some little area and we hadn't stopped in a long time, and then we drove past a place that said like crystal and gem shop, but it was like a house. And we drove up and we thought it was closed, so we were about to pull away, and this guy walks out the front and he's like, I don't have any power, here's some flashlights, shop in my shop. And we're like, sick.
So we did. We shopped in his shop and we got some magic rocks.
We did. We got very pretty stuff. I got some turquoise and another rock, and then you got some rocks. And he really wanted to talk to you a lot about hunting, which we don't do, but you really played it off good.
Yes, I tried to. We got well, at least I did. I bought some Smithsonite.
Yeah, he said it was like famous to the area.
Famous to that area, indeed.
Yeah.
And it kind of looks like turquoise.
Yeah, everything we bought was blue. The other crystal I bought was blue too, but everything was really pretty.
I think what we were near is called the Kelly mine, if I remember what he said, which is where the Smithsonite was all kind of mined out in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s.
Yeah, that was neat. Then we went to Roswell, New Mexico. I've never been in my life, and it was really cute. Definitely did not disappoint.
I told you it was going to be cute. There was going to be aliens all over the place.
There was aliens all over the place. We went to, there's a Dunkin' Donuts with a gigantic alien holding up the Dunkin' sign. And then they had a sign out front that said they were like looking for a new manager or some shit, and that had aliens on it. Like everything has aliens on it. You stop at a little store, all the pops have aliens on it. The candy has aliens on it. Everything has aliens.
Everything.
We went to UFO McDonald's, and it's a UFO McDonald's.
It's got a big UFO in front, and it's got aliens all outside by the drive-through.
And then you go in, and there's a Grimace in a space outfit and a spaceship that's a giant fry box. And
there's one of those weird, what's that McDonald's duck's name? That was like a latecomer to the McDonald's characters that I can never remember.
A duck? Oh, yeah, that was a duck in the fries. Who is that duck?
I don't know. It's like you have Hamburglar, you have Grimace, you have Ronald, you have the Fry Guys. And then they, like, I think in the 90s, they brought that duck in.
I don't know who that duck is. It didn't even occur to me in my brain that we saw that duck until just now.
Birdie.
Birdie,
the early bird. It's the breakfast duck.
That's terrible. That's not even creative. You have a Grimace and then you have a bird? For y'all who don't know, Grimace is a taste bud.
That's what I'm saying. You go from creating a character that is wacky. It's a purple taste, a giant purple taste bud. And then the next character you create is like, let's...
bird.
How about
a small bird?
How about a small bird that's called Bird?
Crazy talk. We went to a little soda shop there called UFO Fizz, and they had candy and soda. That was really cute. We went to the UFO museum, and they had like the archives of fucking like every UFO thing ever.
That museum has changed a lot. When I went there 23 years ago, it was not great.
I thought it was awesome.
There were no archives 23 years ago. There were like 4 different areas to look at, which were terrible. They have really upped their game. It looks like they got sponsorship from somewhere.
There was like murals in there, and there was different stations with like alien autopsies and standing aliens, and then there's a spinning spaceship thing with the smoke comes out, and there's a giant robot.
I love that they have the research museum there. Can I give you a John nerd research guy though?
Of course.
It really breaks my heart when I see people storing documents, magazines, and paperworks in non-archival boxes.
Yeah.
And that was happening, and it was kind of bumming me out.
Yeah. Maybe we should write them a letter.
I probably will. I mean, I'm a broke ass fucking old UFO researcher, but I still save up money to have archival boxes for my paperwork and stuff.
Well, the way that room was set up, it looked like people can take those things out and look at them. So like,
which is fine. I think that's all great and stuff, but you still need to keep them in like boxes that aren't, and plastic, like wrapping stuff in plastic.
Yeah.
Like it's outgassing into the paper and deteriorating the paper and stuff. You got to keep UV light away from things and dust, and that's just me being me.
You pulled out one of those things in the wall, the blue things?
Yeah.
And they're just chilling in there normal?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so good. Well, yeah, you should probably tell them.
I think it's one of those things though, like you want people to engage with that stuff, but there's a way to do it. Like if you, like right now in my house, if you wanted to look at some real UFO documents, right? I could let you look at them, but you would be looking at Xerox copies that I made already. The real documents are in archival boxes.
Can we put stuff in like archival sleeves and then still let people look at stuff, or not really?
Yeah, you can do stuff like that, but that's not what they were doing.
No, I know, but like going forward, if I was just looking at Xeroxes of shit, I would not think that was cool. So if you're going to suggest that they store it better, I would still want people to be able to see the original shit.
But here's the thing that you have to realize, and a lot of people don't. Like when you go to a museum like that and you look at, let's say, Project Blue Book files from the United States Air Force, you're looking at Xerox copies anyway.
Oh yeah, of that. Yeah, but not of like the old like pulp magazines and shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, like if that was Xerox, I'd be like, this isn't cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they would just have to pick and choose what they.
Indeed.
But yeah, you should definitely write to them or do something, or be like, can I be a consultant or some shit? Like that would be sick.
I think they probably know and don't care. I understand.
You never know.
At least it's on fucking display so people can see it. Like at least it's not just stored in a fucking closet or a basement or something.
And again, you guys can see this whole room that we're talking about on the Patreon video. I recorded like the whole museum and the archival room so you could see, and I like recorded the ends of some of the like boxes that we're talking about, so you can see like the contents of the boxes, and it's pretty neat.
It's pretty neat. And then we went to the Roswell sign and I got to take Polaroids for other people.
I know I was going to bring that up. I was waiting for it. It's cute, isn't it? It feels so cute. Like there was a couple different couples of like friends that were like walking up to the sign, and like Tenney, I was like, I think I was in the car for a second because I was fucking dying, and like you were going up to people and being like, do you want a Polaroid?
I was, and they liked it.
They did. It's so cute. We love doing nice stuff for strangers.
Oh, it was very nice.
It was very nice. And at the metaphysical shop that we went to in Roswell, we found the classic bumper sticker that everybody always sends to me online. And I finally got one that says, which is parking only, all others will be towed. And it says toad, and it has a little toad drawing on it. And I got one. I'm excited about it.
Good work, buddy.
Let's see. Oh, another thing we found very cute that I've never seen in other states was along the highway in New Mexico, there's these little things that's just like a picnic table under a fucking thing on the side of the road. So you can pull over and have a fucking picnic or a rest. And it just says, there'll be a sign and it'll say, roadside table, and you're like, what the fuck is a roadside table? And then you get to it and it's literally just a little roadside table with a little fucking like awning over it, so you can just get out and be at a table.
That's because they know that people have been driving for fucking hours and just need to sit outside of their car somewhere.
That was so cute to me. That was like marked, that it just said like roadside table, half a mile, and then you look and you're like, yep, that's a little table.
They should have roadside Slurpee machines just running for everybody.
Seriously, for free, funded by the state.
Federal government funded roadside Slurpee machines. If I become president, this is one of my campaign promises.
This leads into what we talked about a lot in that area. Southwestern fucking United States, bro. How do y'all live there? How does anybody live there? It is fucking like really. It's so hot. Everybody's car is burnt. Everybody's hood of their car, the paint is burnt off because the environment is not fit for human living.
Every car is cracking and peeling. Every building is chipping and flaking. Everyone looks miserable.
Yes, you can't even breathe. It's so fucking hot. The road, anywhere you go, the cement is so fucking hot. The air is so fucking hot. All the plants are trying to kill you. The sun is trying to fucking kill you. It's so aggressive. Southwest US is so fucking aggressive.
I think it's funny that you said that about plants trying to kill you, because water is so valuable in the desert. Plants have grown weapons on themselves to keep you away.
Literally. Everything there is like I don't even know how to describe it. It was like from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, you feel like the entire environment is attacking you, is like trying to fucking kill you or hurt you. It's like not pleasant. Like here, oh, there's parks everywhere and there's trees and there's bushes and there's grass and the air is fine. And it's fine. Everything here is fine. Like I can wake up here and be like calm. When you wake up and go outside in Southwest US, it's like it's hard. It's a punishing. It's fucking hard. I don't know how anybody lives over there. It's nuts. You feel like you're in an oven.
Well, get used to it because in 20 years, that's what Michigan's going to be like.
Not here.
Yep.
Well, if it does, then we're going up a little farther.
You can only run for so long.
I know. Hopefully everybody fixes it, but thoughts and prayers to the fucking Southwestern United States.
Thoughts and prayers to the planet.
I wanted to briefly, we did a lot of driving in case you guys couldn't tell, and we watched a bunch of crazy shit, and I wanted to touch on some of the shit that we watched. One of my favorite YouTubers, Danielle Kirsty, she did a big long thing about John and Lorena Bobbitt, and we listened to that, even though we pretty much knew the story already, but it got to the part where the cops asked, okay, first of all, if you guys don't know John and Lorena Bobbitt's story, basically the guy was a wife beater and he was fucking horrible, and she got sick of it eventually and cut his dick off while he was sleeping. Then she went crazy, went for a drive and threw it out the fucking window. So then when the cops figured out what was going on or whatever, when he was at the hospital, whatever, the cops found her and they go, what did you do with the fucking penis? And then we were saying how we would in no way tell them where the fuck it was.
Not at all.
It was ticking and they had to put it back on. And if they didn't find it soon, it wouldn't be able to, you couldn't reattach it. So they were like, where did you put the penis? And we were like, she is not from here. She's from another country, and her first language is not English. So we were like, I would be like, no habla penis. I'm not fucking telling you. I'm not fucking telling you. Why would you tell them where it is? I would wait. I would be like, somebody needs to give me some coffee. I want a fucking McDonald's. We'll talk about it in fucking 3 hours when it's unattachable.
Someone hit you 300 times with a hammer. So you take the hammer and throw it away. And then police are like, we want to give them that hammer back.
Yeah, no, I'm not telling where the fuck it is. Go find it. No clues here. Barking up the wrong tree.
So then they had to go find it in a field.
Yep, and they did find it, and they did put it back on.
They did, and a cop stepped on it. He squished it.
He squished it, right? So then it gets to part in the story. This is where it gets fuzzy for me. This is where I didn't know. I did know that after that, he tried to be a fucking porn star, but then they got to the part, go ahead.
What, where he made a movie like Frankenpenis?
He tried to get enlargement surgery and he ruined his fucking reattached dick. Like, you'd think after you went through that much trauma, you'd be like, all right, I'm just gonna chill with what the fuck is left of it. But no, he tried to fuck with it and he ruined it.
If a knife cuts open or off your penis, I would think that most people would not want anything to ever touch their penis again.
Right? But no, he tried to get an enlargement, and then he did another porn called Frankenpenis where it looked like fucked. And I guess you can look it up if you want, but I'm not doing it. But anyway, so we just said no habla penis for the next like 2.5 days.
Yeah, we were pretty tired at that point.
We went crazy. So that's one of the things we watched. And then we watched this newer documentary on Hulu called The Jewel Thief about this guy named Gerald Blanchard who robbed banks and did a bunch of crazy shit. And it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked that doc. I was trying to listen, you guys. I usually watch the grossest, worst, murdery shit ever. And I was really trying to like be in a place where I wouldn't make Tenney jump out of the car. So I was trying to find true crime docs that weren't that awful. So like the Jewel Thief one was one that I put on, and it was really good. The guy was hilarious, and we both agreed that we don't give a fuck if somebody's a bank robber. Go ahead and rob them banks. You're not hurting anybody. Yeah,
he was basically like just stealing from banks, not from people.
Yep.
That's fine.
Yeah, got a little hairy at the end, but for the most part, he was fine.
Yeah.
But it's a good watch if you guys want to watch it. It's on Hulu. And then we also watched this other stupid doc on Hulu called Betrayal, the Perfect Husband, about this guy who was seemingly the perfect husband. And then he was a teacher, and then he slept with some student. It got bad.
Bad. You're missing another big announcement that something you saw on our trip.
What did I see?
You saw a frog.
Oh yeah, I saw a giant, I don't know if it was a frog or a toad, but it was big. It was big. It was at one of our hotels, and there was grasshoppers and crickets everywhere. And then I went to take the dog for a walk, and I go, Tenney, come here and see this. And it was like a frog as big as my fucking hand.
Coyotes, bugs, bobcats, frogs.
And then, we watched another series on Hulu called Web of Death, where there was like short episodes of web sleuths solving crimes, and that one was really good too, actually.
Yeah, that one had positive results. So I was okay listening to it.
Yeah, it was like there's like hour-long episodes about like web sleuths solving crimes. So it was
Sometimes I put my earbuds in and I was listening to political podcasts for hours.
Yeah, I know. I could tell when you like dipped back into what I was watching, but
Well, when I saw that you were starting to get tired, I was like, I need to have at least slight engagement with you so you know that you're alive and something's happening.
That really worked good, actually.
So like I knew that if I was listening, I could snicker and it would kind of wake you back up and make you snicker a little bit.
Yeah. Or if we just said no habla penis.
Or no habla penis. Or if I could tell you how joyless the Sex and the City reboot is.
Oh my God, I was getting to that. Listen, you guys, I was 3 episodes behind on the new And Just Like That Sex and the City reboot season 2, the last 3 episodes that have been on. And Aiden is back on the show. It is just like the worst fucking thing ever made.
It is horrible.
It's horrible.
Nobody's writing that show.
No, I don't even understand. It's the same creator as it ever was. I don't know what they're trying to do. It's so bad. It's not funny. It's very awkward, but we put it on. It was bad. And then
how many episodes of that did we watch?
We watched 3.
Oh my God.
But they're longer than they used to be because the old episodes used to be like a half an hour and these new ones are like an hour long. That's why it seemed longer.
It's just brutal. It wouldn't stop. It was horrible. I didn't laugh once. I didn't know what was going on. I hated everyone that was supposed to be liked.
Yeah, there's like new characters and Tenney's like, who the fuck is that to them? And I'm like, I don't know. They're just new people. But then also, okay, so Aiden came back, you guys, for those who know the show, and Carrie still has her old apartment, and he's like, I'm not fucking going in there because only bad shit happened in there, and like she cheated on him with Big in there, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, I don't go in there. So then, after we got done with those episodes, I put on the old season of Sex and the City where Carrie cheats on Aiden with Big, and like, we watched like 9 episodes and you saw the whole thing play out, and you're just in the back of the car like, she's the worst.
You know, it's funny because I watched Sex and the City when it first came out. The whole thing, every episode. But I've never rewatched it. And I'll watch an episode here and there if we're traveling or whatever. But like the storylines are all kind of fuzzy in my brain. I knew it wasn't really information I needed to store for any length of time. And rewatching those episodes we watched in the car, I was like, why did anybody like her?
No, it's funny too, because the more times I rewatch it, I get it. But like, there's always such a dialogue on Twitter of like, Carrie's the worst fucking character. And in my head, I'm like, I always thought she was my favorite. And then the more I rewatch it, I'm like, no, she's actually the worst.
Yeah, she's a terrible person.
And there's so many times in the show where like the other characters will be having like a very, very serious issue in their life. And she will like directly turn it back onto herself with an issue that's not that serious. And she does it constantly.
So weird.
So yeah, we watched that.
Can't wait for her to break up with Aiden again.
I know, that's what I was saying. I'm like, if she breaks his heart again, it'll be like the 3rd or 4th fucking time. And then you made a joke that she was going to get back with Burger on the new ones. And I'm like, I will fucking light this show on fire.
I think that is the way they need to end it. Her as a terrible person getting together with another terrible person.
Yeah, with the worst person she ever dated.
Yes. And she suffers for the rest of her life.
I don't know what they're going to do. I think there's only like one more episode of the season. I don't even know what the fuck they're going to do.
How are there any more? It's terrible.
I know it's terrible. It's really bad. And just, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Never mind. What I was going to say, none of them can act anymore either. It's like these characters that you seemingly just like acted as if they were your own person. Now they just don't know how to talk. They don't know how to deliver their own lines as the characters. And I don't know what happened.
It also seems like this is my last thing I'll say about it. It also seems to like their characters don't remember that they've had a life before the episodes they're in now.
Yeah, they don't act like themselves anymore.
Yeah, it's very strange.
The only person who acts like themselves still is Harry. Harry is hilarious. He's the only good one. He's the only one who has joy. Everyone else is fucking miserable.
Joyless.
I know, it's bad. But basically, yeah, that's about it. After Roswell, we fucking beelined for home. That's about it. And now we're still recuperating, and I'm trying not to be dizzy. And I've been eating a lot of food.
I have not, actually.
I did like the 1st or 2nd day. I've been pretty normal today.
It was a very fun time. I can't thank enough everyone.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Help made this insane trip possible.
Seriously, yeah. A lot of our Patreons donated to our trip. which is crazy. And so we have like very cute Polaroids from a lot of the places that we just mentioned that we're going to be sending to everybody who donated to the trip. And I have some extra little gifts for people who donated like all fucking way too much. And then also all the stuff that I mentioned literally this whole time and in last episode too. I was making a Patreon video the entire time, which I edited together today, and it's 66 minutes long. It's like a feature-length fucking movie. So if you want to see the video of all the crazy shit we did, you can join our Patreon and support the podcast at patreon.com/whatsupweirdo. Patreon.com/.
And you can leave a nice review on some review service.
Yeah, on Apple Podcasts, you can review us, which is always so nice, and rate us 5 stars on Spotify.
You can leave a nice review even if you're just excited that I now have a temporary driver's license.
Oh my God, I know you went to the thing yesterday.
I went to the Secretary of State and took my written test and got my picture taken.
Well, go ahead and tell them how you did on your test.
50 out of 50. No wrong answers.
And then you called me immediately after and you're like, I'm so excited I did so good. And you're like, I know which ones you would have got wrong. Fucking asshole.
Not that you would have got them wrong, but I knew what your answer would have been in your brain. I know that you would have answered the right question. One of the questions was, if you receive a text message while driving, do you not answer the text message, immediately respond to the text message, call the person who text messaged you? And I knew that in your brain, you were like, oh, I got to text that person back. But you would answer the correct answer, which is don't answer the text.
I don't do that.
You just watch TV.
I literally do watch TV while I'm driving. Sorry.
And text people.
I know. I heard about it on this trip though, because a lot of the places where I was at, there was wildlife. Do you know how many deers I saw? Do you know how many deers I almost hit on this trip? Do you know how many things ran in the road? And I was so good about everything. But anyway, another thing that I would just like to brag about real fast is Michigan Paracon is next weekend. And me and you, are headlining 2 out of 3 of the nights of Michigan Paracon.
Pretty crazy.
We're kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
Kind of proud of us. So yeah, Tenney is headlining Thursday and I'm headlining Saturday.
Good work, buddy.
Nobody knows what I'm doing, but it's gonna be good.
I know.
You do know. Some people know. I'm not even prepared yet. I have to work on that all day the next couple of days, but it's gonna be sick. I'm really excited to see a lot of people, a lot of Patreons there, a lot of listeners, a lot of pals, a lot of homies, and then also like friends who are other like presenters and para peeps.
Yeah, get your alcohol tolerance up.
I know. It is always a drunken weekend, isn't it?
It can be.
Can be. Yeah, I just need to rest. I still need more sleep. I really think I strained my eyeballs. Like my eyeballs have been so fucked. Like I like strained them forward. So now I have this thing where when I look to the sides, it like makes me dizzy because I looked forward like in a stressed out manner for 3 weeks.
You looked forward for too long.
I don't know how to explain it. I went crazy. But yeah, thank you to everybody. Thank you to all the pates who sent stuff and just like sent like nice messages too. And we're like, I hope you're having the best time and blah, blah, blah. Like everybody's so cute. And I can't wait for you guys to see the Patreon video and all the Polaroids and the pics. And I have so much stuff to post.
Just wonderful love nuggets.
I know. Seriously. Had a blast.
You're all the best.
You're all the best.
Whether you support us on Patreon or just listen to us, you're amazing.
You're amazing. This is going to be supersized episode. We promised everybody we're a little bit late, but we're like, we'll just give them a supersized episode because we did so many things on the road and we were so fucking tired that there was literally no way to.
I'm just going to edit this down to 30 minutes anyway.
No.
Yep.
Let it ride. Let it ride.
No.
Also, I forgot too, throughout the trip at different places and wherever else, I collected a bunch of stuff like cute things for Patreon contests. So there's going to be some contests coming up for like, I'm not going to tell you guys what the stuff is, but there's mystery presents and prizes to be won. So if you want to join the Patreon and be in on the contests, I'll be posting those soon. I honestly might not get to it until we're back from Paracon. So you do have a little bit of time to join if you want to be in on the contests.
I also want to do just a general contest.
For like, oh yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah, we can do that. We can put it on the Instagram or something.
Yeah, Instagram and Twitter or X or whatever it's called now.
Okay, so if you guys want to be in on our general contest that we don't know what it's going to be yet. Oh, our Instagram is at WUWpod. And then on Twitter, I'm at Jessica Napick and he's at
Johnny L. Tenney.
So yeah, figure out a contest. No, we still have to do the win a date with me contest sometime soon. We're We've just been too busy, but we'll figure it out because we did your contest last December.
I think we're going to do your contest as a Valentine's Day contest too.
That sounds good. So look forward to that. Okay, we're gonna go.
Good work, buddy.
Good work, buddy.
Good driving, buddy.
I'm so glad to be home. I love my house.
I know.
Toad is so happy to be home. I swear, he has been so happy here. I think he's gotten out every toy that he owns and just like bit every toy and sat in every spot. He fucking loves it here.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. He did. And listen, how many times on our trip did people say how well behaved he was? Every single place we went.
Yeah, he's a good dog.
You never say that. You say he's terrible.
I tell him he's good all the time.
You say he don't listen, and he does listen.
He's a good dog.
He's a good boy. He's the best boy. He's the best boy.
Jeez, oh, Pete, I'm done. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye, friend. Thanks for coming.
Get some sleep or something.
I'm gonna. That's all I'm doing. I need more sleep.
Eat a potato.
You eat a fucking potato.
You eat a fucking potato.
You eat a fucking potato.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.